Okay, so yeah, so I'm assuming that my screen is visible, right? If one of you could just say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, so essentially, my screen is stuck. Just give me a second. It's not moving down. Let me just give me a second. Let me share my screen again. Share presentation mode. Yeah, okay. So see, what we wanted to start with is, see, everything that we do as part of this synergy between both the organization, which is Tata Tele Business Services as well as Zoom, is keeping the customer at the center of everything, right? So when we look at typically SMBs, there are these key challenges that SMBs face, right? So, workforce is distributed. They are looking for solutions that will help them collaborate better. They are very, very cost conscious as well. So they are looking at optimizing costs. They may not have the relevant technical resources for them to decide which cloud solutions they may want to select. And again, they also look for someone who's going to help them rather, in this journey of selecting the best of the solution, and someone who's going to support them if there are any concerns, any issues that come up at the time of using digital solutions, right? uh, we have all lived through this. Workforce can be anywhere, and effective collaboration can be a challenge. So essentially, this is where the two organizations have come together, Tata Tele Business Services and Zoom, to offer the best-in-class, secure collaboration and a full suite of UCC solutions, right? So unified collaboration and communication solutions. Yeah. So maybe I'll pick up some parts of the partnership elements here, starting with Tata Tele itself. What we get through this association is that we take the best in class, the world class UCC solution of Zoom to SMBs in India. It helps us, to bundle Zoom services with our core telecom and connectivity solutions, so the customer sees value in the entire proposition as well, and we become their one-stop shop solution provider for their all the requirements, starting from core connectivity, to marketing solutions, to cloud-based solutions and UCC solution. From the Zoom perspective, of course, we are a market leader. Tata Tele is a market leader in SMB space. We have access. We bring the access to the sales network. We have presence across 60 cities. We've got 2,000 partners spread across these cities who take our proposition to customers, and again, leverage the customer connect and support infrastructure that we have across the country. So it's a fairly unique partnership as such. We believe it's a game-changing partnership, and Samir will talk about it also. Essentially, both of us are very, very keeping customer at the center of everything, and saying whatever solution we take to the market, it has to help them solve the challenges that they're facing in the market in a seamless manner, right? Maybe I'll now hand it over to Samir to probably talk about it from his perspective as well, from Zoom's perspective, on the key initiatives, key highlights, key imperatives of this partnership.
Thank you, Vishal. And, as rightly mentioned, we're super excited about this partnership because, beyond the synergies and the kind of, let me take a step behind and talk about the philosophy at Zoom is of caring for its customers, right? And we see a lot of synergies out there now. In the last 1.5 years, as I mentioned, we've been on a rocket ship ride within the country, and we've been expanding very rapidly. And as we continue to expand, there is a lot of focus on, bringing in a lot of Indian element to it. That's the point number one. Point number two is, reaching out to those areas where we are currently not present, right? Our team is obviously based in the metros, and we are looking at expanding into a lot of other cities. And also, partnering with the Indian organizations and expanding, and growing with them. That's what our philosophy of caring is all about. Caring about customers, caring about partners, and caring about our own employees. To build on this, obviously, who could be better than Tata Teleservices, who is one of the largest players in the SMB market, right? And that's what this partnership brings us to, the growth at next level. Zoom obviously, has been present in country for long, but now with this partnership, the SMEs will have a reseller or a point of contact, or face to the name within probably their reach, and they can look at a couple of things, right? From deploying, selecting the right services to support, etc. And not only that, a lot of customers of Zoom today are using Zoom as just a video calling application. And as Vishal rightly mentioned, this is a journey towards communicating about a whole lot of other services in UC space itself, and Zoom is a UC platform, not just a video calling app. So this brings in a whole lot of other expertise around, webinars, about, audio capabilities, about digital signage, Zoom rooms, and so on and so forth. And that's what we are looking at in this partnership. And, we are super, super excited about this. Back to you, Vishal.
Yeah. So, Supriya, Vaishnavi, this was largely what we, wanted to at least do in terms of context setting. Happy to, take the discussion ahead. Any questions you might have, anything else that you might want to ask. Yeah, over to you guys. Yeah. Uh, Supriya, Vaishnavi, both of you are on mute in case, you guys are speaking. Hi.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Supriya, please take it.
Okay, so if you could tell us about something about, if you could tell us a bit about the roadmap and the long-term vision for this unified communication, we could take it ahead from there.
Okay, maybe I will touch upon a bit, and then I think Samir can add a bit around the whole Zoom roadmap itself, right? See, when we are all in this, either living through this pandemic era, or finally we are saying it'll be in hybrid scenario, right? We all believe sometime or the other, some of us would end up going to offices as well. Maybe we'll go up. I mean, some of us will go, a few days in a week. Some of us go other days of the week, and hence what is required is now hybrid solutions for customers, which seamlessly work whether you are in office or whether you're at home or you're on the road, right, commuting. So the philosophy that Tata Tele Business Services has as far as the product portfolio is concerned is provide hybrid solutions. So, our core connectivity services and solutions are provisioned around offices, in offices, branch offices, and so on and so forth. We introduced several cloud-based solutions over the last 12 to 18 months, including cloud security solutions. So in case you're working from home, your endpoint, which is your device, need to be secure, right? So those kind of solutions that come in. We have a cloud communication suite, which essentially is a combination of hosted voice solutions, including, a hosted contact center and so on and so forth. We have IoT solutions, we have marketing solutions. Pretty much they run all the marketing solutions, whether it's toll-free level solutions and so on and so forth, they all run from the cloud, right? So it's seamless, provisioning of these services on the cloud and seamless usage of these services. I think if I take this to one step ahead, Zoom partnership is very, very critical for our portfolio, because it brings in the full breadth of UCC services and solutions, which we take it to our customers, our SMB customers in the market. And I think it's a step in that direction to make the portfolio even more robust, right? So we have many solutions, but I think this is a solution which SMBs have a great connect with. And we offer these services as a form of a bouquet of all forms of services where they consume in the offices or at homes or while traveling, right? So our focus is to keep bringing in more and more such services which appeal to the hybrid environment that we have in the market. More, maybe over to Samir to talk more about the roadmap for the Zoom suite of solutions.
Well, sure. Thanks, Vishal. And, what has happened in this last year and a half is especially in the SMB segment, is that organizations have gone ahead and selected a video calling application or a collaboration platform and got into it, using it not so effectively, not sure about the ROI. They're unsure whether this is the right technology, not right technology, whether they're deployed correctly, not deployed correctly. Now, what we are looking at is reaching out to those people and ensuring that, point number one, they have a trusted partner like Tata's to talk to and have a sense of security. Point number one, which is like, okay, my solution is correct. Is it deployed in the right way? Let us go ahead and look at what are the other portfolios. There are so many people across the country who don't even know Zoom has an instant messaging platform and how it can increase their productivity. That's the value, right? And we want to ensure that our customers see this value, and And Tata Tele partners are something which we are looking forward to, who can communicate this value to our customers and thereby leverage the whole value of Zoom UC platform rather than just using one component of it. So that's the first piece. Second piece is, as we go ahead, hybrid environment is here to stay. And in this, now people have started realizing that, the benefits are on both sides for the employees as well as the employers. The employers are seeing, obviously, in terms of real estate and so on and so forth. They are looking at more and more solutions for, taking it to the next level rather than where they had started. Because security is a concern. When employees are working from home, I was talking to some people yesterday and some of the CISOs, and it was a big concern where they're seeing that employees working from home now need to be actually the CISOs of their own home office, right? What happens in an SMB segment is people tend to use applications which are probably not approved by the central team. They don't have an IT team in many cases, or even if they have, they end up using something else which is for their own personal benefit, or probably was something that works on the ground. This is where we see a value in partnership with Tata Teleservices, where we have a person, we have point of contacts, we have those resellers in those so many cities, going and talking and advising the SMB customers on the right things to be done in the collaboration world. And that is what the value we are seeing in this partnership.
Sure, Samir. Also, there's this thing now, Vishal and Samir. What is the competitive advantage? Because there are a slew of products in the market and catering to the same need, catering to the same demographic, and catering to the same customers. What competitive advantage do you bring through your partnership?
Okay, maybe I will just talk about it and then Samir can add to it as well. See, again, if you look at, and I think the first slide that I presented, see, if you look at the customer as such, as SME, right? And Samir did touch upon, whole IT skill sets part of it. See, most of the times people have chosen some service or the other to, at least get things going. Now, whether that is the most optimal service, whether that is the service in the long run which will help them in terms of running their businesses appropriately and help them in growing their business as well. So typically SMBs look for a partner for all form of technology and digital solutions. Now, what Tata Teleservices is doing, and I'll probably pick up a particular proposition in mind, and then I can add where Zoom plays such a vital role as well, right? So we have a proposition called Smart Office, right? What Smart Office does essentially is it is a combination of a hardware. So, for example, all the PBX functionalities that we do in the offices and all that is bundled by us. There is voice connectivity, there is data connectivity, which is bundled within that. And that goes to the customer in a hassle-free way. So no capex, it's an OpEx model, pay as you use and grow. So for example, you start with only 20 connections for voice and you're growing as an organization, you can buy more connections and so on and so forth. So those are the key things that create the connect with the customer. And I think where the entire suite, and it's important to understand, Zoom as a service, of course, we are using one part of it today, right now on this conversation, but its entire suite of cloud-based solutions that, we bundle in, in the Smart Office proposition itself, the customers will see a tremendous benefit in that entire portfolio, right? So that you have somebody who's bringing in the connectivity, collab, unified collab, the UCC aspects of it, other applications all together. And that really brings it a differentiation in customers' mind. Of course, anybody can go, to the website and maybe either use some free download application or maybe some suboptimal form of services as well. Possible, right? It's not that it's not possible. I think where this partnership brings things together is we are bringing in the best of solution in this space and taking it jointly to the market and somewhere bundling it as well so that the customers see value in it and also the differentiation in it versus maybe some of the other sources of such services or solutions. Yeah, Samir, maybe you'd like to add.
Sure. I think one of the other key elements that is, well, there are a lot of competitors. And even when the day Zoom was born 10 years back, we had a lot of competitions and a lot of industry players in the market. That's fine. What brought us today where we are is the technology. So Zoom is video first collaboration service. That means video comes first and the rest, everything is built on top of it. So to tell you the fact, it is that our customers say it just works, and it just works whether you are in a metro city or whether you are in any far-flung remote area, or whether you are on any kind of device. It just works. It seamlessly works across devices, poor bandwidth, and so on and so forth. Now just add the power of the Tata network into this. It becomes so much better, right? Suddenly it is so much more attractive. Now the customers also today are using Zoom in some form or the other, or thinking of, they've heard about Zoom. Just imagine now they have a trusted partner within their own city or trusted partner from India itself, how they can benefit out of it or how to use it. That's the power. And that clicks so much with Zoom's philosophy of being close to our customers and hearing them out. And that's what this is, one more step closer towards it, because customers want somebody to interact locally and do all the stuff. Well, that's a huge differentiator, backed by the technology, of course. Back to you, Vishal.
Yeah, excellent, Samir. I think that kind of summed up the overall proposition for the customers. Yeah, back to you guys. So, Priya.
Vishal and Samir. I know Samir said that the hybrid work environment is here to stay. But what we are witnessing is there's an increased emphasis on bringing employees back to work, like you said. So is this a sort of challenge that you foresee? How do you think this would play out for unified communication service providers?
Yeah. See, as the term itself says, right? Unified communication, which means it's a combination of all forms of communication services. Like I said, all of us have used some of or the other such services, and we've seen the benefit of it. Of course, once you use Zoom as such, and like simply Samir said, it just works, right? Now, people have realized the benefits of working from remote as well, and service just works. So when we say unified communication, essentially it is a communication solution that works for your office. It is a combination of services and solutions that works while you are traveling, right? It also works while you are at home. So it is a seamless service availability for the customers, irrespective of where they are. So even if you move to offices, and you are in a particular office and all that, that doesn't mean that you will, obviously you use the local on-premise solution of communication, including your traditional voice, traditional data services, email, and so on and so forth. But the power of Zoom that comes it along with that in terms of communication. For example, if you have 3 or 4 branches and you want to do impromptu video call immediately, like we are doing right now, even if you are in office, is there any better way to do that? Isn't it? And if you want to have a discussion, even you are in office, there's probably a customer who could be in the same city or could be in another city for altogether. It's so easy for us to use Zoom's platform to connect almost impromptu, right? You don't need to even plan so much travel. And imagine in cities like Bombay, even for people, whether in sales or any other function as well, the travel itself takes you 1 hour, 2 hours and all that. There can't be in a better productive technology in form of a UCC solution, even after people move to office. So we believe it's here to stay, and it is going to in fact grow and expand. And I think it'll expand along with the entire portfolio of services, right? So yeah, I'm absolutely of the belief that in this hybrid environment, even if assuming 80% of people move to offices and 20% don't, the platform is so powerful that it has its so many use cases while you are sitting in office as well, in collaboration, right? Samir?
Well, thank you, Vishal. You summed it up, but I will say slightly different perspective. Let me share that with you. And whether it is Zoom or whether it is any platform, right? Let us understand one thing, and it's a fact that in the last 1 year, we have what the amount of digitization or digital transformation, as we call it, what has been achieved is absolutely different. If this would have been a question year and a half back, probably we would have been different, right? I mean, people have now started realizing the power of video. That's the key to it. You talk about the senior most citizens talking to their loved ones. They prefer making a video call today rather than just a phone call. So video is here to stay. Video has suddenly become the new audio. That's the point number one. Point number two, when people get back to offices, whether they are getting in a hybrid environment or whether they are in a non-hybrid environment, right? It is like they are not going to stop making phone calls. Similarly, they are not going to stop making video calls. And while there is going to be we are already seeing that what they call it as a revenge tourism, or I would say that even getting revenge, getting back to work kind of a scenario. It's people are realizing the fact that, hey, it doesn't make sense for me to travel from from Goregaon to BKC or maybe Bannerghatta Road to airport. It just doesn't make sense. 2 hours, and this is just a personal benefit that the employees are talking about. Employers are enjoying the same thing, and especially in the SMB sector, where infrastructure is suddenly or even office spaces are a huge concern. They're shying away from it. The third element to it, which we are not even talking about, is the environmental benefit, right? People are talking about, on one hand, there is greenhouse effects and climate change. Oh, it's been raining for 3 weeks in Mumbai and it's been flooded in Kolhapur and rest of the city. Well, we need to control that and we need to start off somewhere. So let's look at that aspect also. So video is absolutely here to stay. Video is not going anywhere. Video is the new audio. And what you will in fact see is that people reducing the number of phone calls. There is so much of element when you're interacting over a video just compared to normal audio only, and that's the power of video, which is here to stay, and that is going to have a very huge impact on the hybrid environment when we get back into it.
Right. And maybe just another 5 seconds from my side before we move ahead is, see, what we do again as Tata Teleservices, we are providing a host of solutions, right? So we are also giving power to the customer, right? Power to the customer to choose the medium they would like to choose. And I completely agree with Samir that video is the future of communication as well. We are seeing it already. And I think what we are doing with a host of our solutions and services that we have, we are giving the power back to the customer to choose. You want to make an audio call, you want to use internet, you want to use Zoom, you want to do any other medium of communication. It's power back to customers.
So, Samir and Vishal, the SMB segment is quite a cost-conscious segment, and that defines it. Actually, enterprises are different in that way. When you market it for SMBs, how do you balance the advanced technologies, the collaboration platform with cost effectiveness? How do you balance that?
Yeah, so rightly said, and I did speak about in the first slide that I presented, the cost optimization part of is really right up there, right? For any business as such, SMBs maybe even more so. And I think that's where the technology solutions and the appropriate commercial models really come in terms of giving that cost optimization for customers. The whole classic example of smart office that I spoke about, or our smart flow service on the cloud, all of these essentially are very, very cost effective solutions, right? We don't want SMBs to invest in CapEx, right? No investment in CapEx, nothing on the network side. Bring them a suite, give them a suite of solutions, start at a level that you are comfortable with. Like I said, pay as you go and grow, right? Use the services, experience the benefit of the services, and then you grow, right? So one is, bundling of all the services in a simple way, simple to consume, simple commercial models, pay as you go, monthly fee, for whatever reason. If you do not like those services and so on and so forth, I mean, you have the right to move out and so on, right? So we are not, holding people with long contracts and so on and so forth. We are not asking customers to pay CapEx upfront, invest upfront, and so on. So philosophy for SMBs essentially is give them simple to use, simple commercial model services, and we believe that they will see benefit. They are currently seeing benefits, and they will see benefits of such technology driven services, and the benefits of productivity that comes in along with these. Yeah, Sami?
No, I think Vishal, you summed it up perfectly. I think that exactly the benefits of a cloud-based collaboration service. So you're spot on.
Yeah.
So Vishal, it's clear that you're targeting SMBs, but are there any, sorry, Vishal and Sameer, are there any particular verticals that you're targeting in the sector?
Yeah, so maybe Samir will add a little more, but see, these are essentially, this is a horizontal solution, right? It cuts across, right? It cuts across every industry segment and so on and so forth. You'll obviously find some industry segments where probably the deployment will be at a larger scale, right? For example, if you take education sector, right? There, pretty much schools are running, classes are running, seamlessly on say Zoom platform, right? So there will always be some of those industry segments. You'll find it deployment probably at a larger scale, but we don't see that there is no use case for this product or this proposition on a particular industry segment. Yeah, so I think it's a horizontal service. It cuts across pretty much everywhere. Some cases you will find it, use cases probably going much deeper into those organizations. Yes, Amit.
No, again, you summed it up. Thank you, Vishal. I think.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Supreet.
Yeah. So going forward, if I could ask you for some of the trends that we can foresee in this particular service, what would you have to say?
Samir, maybe you can take this first, and then maybe I can.
Okay. Well, I think in the collaboration space, I would say that the trend is going to be slightly different compared to what it was. First, I earlier alluded to the fact that there is a lot of transformation which happened in the last 1 year. People have adopted to a lot of digital tools and digital technologies. It's not only collaboration, but even payment gateways and so on and so forth, right? And this aligns very much with the focus our government of India is driving, which is digitization and providing services around that. So that entire change happened, especially for collaboration. It happened in a very short period of time. People were literally told to get out of the offices or stop going to work from the next day, and there was a complete lockdown imposed. So people got into this or started using the platform without too much of a thought to it. Whereas things are changing now. People are now changing their thought process. Point number one, they're thinking about, have they selected the right tools? Are they using it in the right way? Point number three is, we Indians are always innovative, and the people are, especially in the SMB segment, have started thinking in terms of, oh, can I use it for this as well? Can I use it for that as well? Trading community have started demonstrating products using video collaboration platform, which is exciting. Similarly, schools are now exploring online courses and graduation programs and so on and so forth. So you will see a lot more maturity coming in from the users as we go ahead. And the final aspect is a collaboration platform. Now, the strength of Zoom is we never stop inventing, right? Probably, by the time a few days, few weeks from now, if I have to give you a list of features that were introduced just 1 week back, well, by the time I finish speaking, probably there will be another set of features coming out. So that's the speed at which we keep on inventing. And we are bringing in additional technologies. Like, for example, if we talk about hybrid environment, right? What are we doing? Right from helping you check your temperature before you enter into the office, interacting with a virtual receptionist, to checking the CO2 levels within the conference room or checking the occupancy level and deciding whether I want to get into the conference room or not to maintain social distancing, right? Now, that is a kind of a stuff. Similarly, we are bringing in facilities like, augmented reality and IoT, like, for example, like a single camera can pick up 3 people from a conference room and show it in 3 split screens. Or even, you can manage the temperature of the rooms using the same Zoom interface. So many things can be done. So collaboration platforms and tools will keep on developing, and the speed at which we do that things in Zoom is what will continue to bring the users on the collaboration platform and explore it in a very new and innovative way. So these are the 3 things which we can expect going ahead. Over to you, Vishal.
Yeah. Thanks, Samir, for that. See, from our perspective, what we are seeing is more and more SMBs. We will see accelerated adoption of cloud-based digital solutions. We've already seen lot of traction for the services that we have introduced in the market over the last 12 to 18 months, including cloud-based security solution, cloud communication, and so on. UCAS obviously will fall under the same. And I think somewhere we are saying more and more for SMBs. In fact, we like to use the word how we can democratize technology and cloud-based digital solutions for SMBs. See what happens for large enterprises and so on and so forth. They have the wherewithal, and they have the technical skill sets to choose the right solution and so on and so forth, right? But in this case, our whole purpose as such at Tata Tele Business Services is saying how can we democratize technology and digital solutions for our customers so they can get the maximum out of the solutions that they choose. And I think Zoom being such a powerful platform, and like Samir said, more and more features as they are getting rolled out, I think more and more adoption would happen in the market.
Have you accounted for the 5G disruption that's going to come in for SMBs?
Uh, I think that's probably another discussion altogether. Maybe we can schedule another discussion around 5G. I think we'll focus more today on this relationship as such between the two organizations, between Zoom and Tata Tele Business Services as such. I mean, we are technology agnostic as such, right? Overall, like we said, when we say unified communication, we are looking at all forms of technology coming together so that we give best of services, to the end customers. Uh, do keep in mind, for most of the digital solutions to work, you need a bearer, right? Like for the cars to run, you still need a bearer, which is a road. And some of these other technologies are essentially those are bearers to carry the traffic from A to B. So there could be many bearers, right? Too early to comment anything on 5G. It's still long way to go for us. But it's it is just another bearer in terms of today you could be using Zoom over a 4G connection, over the 3G connection. And I think Samir said in his opening comment itself, saying the way the solution really works, even if you are on a low bandwidth connectivity and all that, the solution identifies that you have this kind of a bandwidth constraint and it gives you the most optimal experience. So all of the bearers essentially are getting optimized in a manner so that the end customer gets the best experience possible. Yeah.
So if I may come in, Vishal, you mentioned about digitization of technology.
Yeah.
Talking about the Indian SMB segment in particular, how pervasive are technologies in the sector? And we talk about legacy systems and things like that, and we know that there are a lot of there is a legacy challenge when it comes to SMB in particular. So how do you plan to overcome that challenge?
Actually, contrary to this belief, the legacy challenge actually is largely on large enterprise front, because they actually invested on technologies. They were always a little ahead of the curve, right? So they invested first whenever the technology came in. I'm not saying this is not something that is with SMBs, but in fact, that's where SMBs can do a step jump. We truly believe that because SMBs never invested heavily on any form of technology. Of course, they dabbled a little bit here and there on technologies from time to time, but they never invested heavily into any particular technology. And I think with the host of digital solutions that we are talking about, including Zoom, is just that the best UCC solution is available to them, and pretty much you just click and the solution is active, literally, right? It's you can decide to go ahead with Zoom, and the same evening the service can get configured for you, and you are right up on the curve of the best UCC solution. So frankly, from the SME segment perspective, I think they are in the right sweet spot to take advantage of this changing technologies and so on and so forth, and newer digital solutions that are coming in, to really take those advantage of that, adopt them early in the curve, and then move their business. Still the challenges remain. It's not easy as we'll say, okay, because they have not invested heavily. The challenges remain the traditional challenges, that they many a times are not 100% sure which technology is best suited for their organization and their use case. Yeah. And that's where I think the key role of Tata Tele Business Services comes in, saying how are we understanding that customers' challenges and requirements, their growth aspirations, their current environment as such, and which solution would work best for them, right? And I think that's the area where we bring in that aspect of it, and then we bring in Zoom's UCC suite of services. See, there could be 7, 8, 10 different services or solutions within the Zoom portfolio. Maybe not everybody needs all 10, right? But they don't even know how to choose which 4. And that's where, again, Tata Tele Business Services comes in saying, these are the most appropriate solutions that you should choose to deploy, take advantage of this. And also, if you have any support requirements or you want to, add some more solutions as you grow, is something where we come in as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sameer and Vishal, I think we have, is there anything that you would like to add with, with regard to this announcement?
Sameer?
Well, I think from our side, of course, as we continue to grow in India, it's one of the largest markets for us, and we are very focused on the Indian consumer, Indian customer, Indian partners. So we want to grow, not only grow, but also partner with organizations and grow along with them. We are also, as you might have read about it, but we have also put up our tech center. We've announced our technology center in Bangalore, and we are hiring big time in terms of accessing the talent pool in India. So we have a huge focus on the country, and we are doing everything within rightfully to ensure that we leverage the right resources in the country, and also grow with the Indian organizations along with us. So that's the focus. A lot of Indian focus. India plays a very important role in the global roadmap, product roadmap, as our technology center is not only contributor for India perspective, but for the global product itself. So a lot of focus on Indian element, and that's what is here to continue.
Yeah. So Supriya, Vaishnavi, just to sum up, I think we are extremely excited about this partnership. I think it's a world-class UCC solution that we have. It enriches our portfolio of services that we take to the customers in the market as an overall portfolio, and we truly believe it's a game-changing partnership, for the country, and we are very confident the SMBs would really appreciate this partnership and the solutions that we take them to the market.
So Vaishnavi, is there anything that you would like to ask?
No, actually, I'm all right. I think we got all the answers.
So Sameer and Vishal, we'd really like to thank you for taking time out and talking to us. It was a real pleasure, and thank you for answering everything that we had to ask you, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sameer. Thank you,
Yeah.
Vishal.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Supriya.
Supriya.
Thanks,
Bye.
Vaishnavi.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
I appreciate
Bye.
taking time.
Thank you,
so much.
Supriya. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for taking time out, facilitating this. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.